Today we'll be talking on geometry. As you know, anything that has to do with shapes is geometry. Now, um, you have to read through this yourself, but the most important thing, what they want you to know here is that when this is a line and you have different points A, B, C, and D. Now, they talk about um, congruent of line. That means when a particular side is equal to the other side. For example, now between let's pick the line from B to D. From point B to C, B to C is a congruent of C to D because 6, this is 6 and this is 6, so they are the same. So that's the meaning of congruent. This is a line. Then midpoint too. C is the midpoint for B between B and D. So by the time you read through all this, you get the sense of what they're talking about. Now, these are the things I want to actually tell you. Very important. When we have two lines crossing each other like this, they'll meet at a particular point, right? And I call the point vertex. It has its own angle, this angle, it has another angle here, it's another angle here, it's another angle here. Now, this angle, based on this angle is equal to this angle. Yeah, and this angle up here is equal to the angle here. Then the total angle around this circle is 360. So just note that it's something you need to know because they're going to test you on it. They're going to test you on it. You understand? So when you read through all this, you get to understand this better. But that's what it's saying. Um, let me check another line. This is perpendicular. I told you about parallel line and perpendicular line the other time. So if you have a perpendicular line, such like this line is joined like this, L1 and L2. So it means this space is 90, this space is 90, this space is 90, this space is 90. Because this like this should be 90, 99. So that means they are all congruent. This angle are all congruent, they are all equal to each other. While here, this space is congruent to this space, this space is congruent to this space. So that's that. When you read through the book, you get to understand it better. Now this line is talking about when you have a square at the middle of a square like this at the middle of any shape, it means is 90 degree. Yeah, 90 degree. 90 degree. An angle lesser than 90 degrees is called an acute angle. And an angle of measure between 90 and 180 is called an obtuse. All these things are things you read when you read through. But the most important thing you should note here is that when you have an angle like this, like a square like this, it represents 90 degree. Now, let's now apply what we've been at least talking about since. Let's say you have a question, this diagram like this. From what I told you that this place angle and this angle are congruent, they are equal to each other. That's why they say x degree, x degree. If you look at this part too, this angle and the angle below they are equal to each other. So that's why they say y degree, y degree, so they are equal. So you need to know this because I'm going to set question for you on this. And when you add everything together, it will be 360. But if you look at up here, this is a straight line. If you add x, the total angle on this line like this, and you add x and y together, it's going to be 180 from here to this place. So x plus y, x degree plus y degree is going to be 180. When you x here to plus y here to and x here to is going to be 180. So when you add everything together, it's going to be 360. The same thing happened to here too. This place, this angle is equal to this angle is equal to this angle. And you add x and y on this straight line like this, it's going to be 180. But when you add it all together, it will be 360. So that's what that is about. And this is a parallel line. This straight line and this straight line, they are not meeting. But this is another line that slashes L3 through L1 and L2. So please, you need to understand this. It's very important. They're going to ask question on it. So if you understand this, this one is the same principle I work with this too. So please. Now polygon. Look at polygon. Polygon is a closed figure formed by three or more line segments called sides, and it has endpoint called vertices. Now, I won't be reading all this for you. When you read it, you get to understand it. Now, it said this is the triangle. This is a let's say this is a polygon with three sides. So a triangle is a polygon with three sides. Quadrilateral is four sides. Polygon that has four sides. Pentagon is a polygon that has five sides. And just need to know this side and number of their side. Now, this one just telling you that this can be divided into two. The polygon can be divided. If you the simplest polygon is a triangle, which is this. Note the quadrilateral can be divided into two triangles, and the pentagon can be divided into three triangles. So this is a quadrilateral because it has four sides. That is a quadrilateral. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you divide it like this, it's going to give you two triangles. So this triangle and this triangle. Then this one, if you divide it like this, 1, 2, it's going to give you 1, 2, 3. Three triangles. That's what they are saying here. Now, you need to understand some things. Now, say if a polygon has n side, it can be divided into n minus 2 triangles. Since the sum of the measure of the interior angle of a triangle is 180, it follows that the sum of the measure of interior angle of an n-sided polygon is going to be n minus 2 times 180. So sum of angle, here's the formula. Let me show you. Sum of interior angle of a polygon is going to be bracket n minus 2 bracket close 180. So 180 minus n minus 2. So you have to know this formula. You are going to use because they will ask you to calculate this interior angle of a polygon, sum of the angle interior angle. So this is the formula I'm going to. So if it's a polygon, if it's a three-sided polygon, so you put n represent the number of sides. So you put 3 here. If it's for example, if it's 8-sided, you put n minus 2, you get your sum of the angle. Anything. So let's look at this. Let's say n hexagon, which is 6-sided polygon. Abi, put 6 into the equation. I will 6 minus 2. Get your angle will be 720. That's the sum of the interior angle. Now, there is another type of polygon called regular polygon. A regular polygon is the kind of polygon that has all its angle equal, the same. That means they are congruent. So regular, let's say we have regular octagon. Octagon is 8, abi? So 8-sided. So the sum of measure of interior angle will be 8 minus 2 times 180, which gives us 1080. That's the total sum of the interior angle of an octagon. So therefore, if you measure each angle, so that will be 8 divided by this, the total angle degree. That gives us 135 degrees. So each side or each angle has 135 degrees. So that is why it is irregular, because they are the same. They have the same. The degree is the same. Each side has its own degree, and they are the same. So that's why it's regular. Now, the perimeter of a polygon is the sum of all lengths of the side. So the perimeter of any shape, you just add all the shape, the outside, the length of that shape. For example, add this place plus this place plus that place. So the outer length, don't talk about the internal length, none of business, but the outer side. For this one now, the perimeter will not be this length plus this length plus this length plus this length plus that length. That's all. Forget about this one in the middle. Is the outside length that you add together, you get your answer. So the area of a polygon refers to the area of the region enclosed by the polygon. So when you read through, you get to understand it well. I'm just trying to guide you. Now, talking about triangle, there are some things you need to know about triangle, which is very, very, very important. Now, what are those things? For example, triangle has 3 sides, right? Okay. This is a triangle. That's three side, and the interior angle is 180 degree, because um the sum of the angles in the triangle is 180. Now the length of the okay now there are some rules of triangles. The length of each side must be less than the sum of the length of the other two parts. For example, if let me use this as an example. What they are saying is the length of one side eh, must be less than the sum of the other. For example, if this space is 3, this space is 4, and this space is 5. So if you add these two sides together, the addition of the two sides must be greater than the last side. That's what this rule is talking about. The measure of the the length of each side must be less than the sum of the length of the two other side. So the two other side, the addition of the two other side must be greater than the last side. That's the rule. And there's one other thing they didn't mention in this book. I'll mention it for you now. It also follows that the subtraction of any two sides of a triangle must be lesser than the third side. So it means that if you are adding two sides, for example, if you are adding this side and this side together, what you are going to get, so if you are subtracting from each other, the result must be lesser than the third part of the triangle, and the other part is this. Yes, so that also, so there are two conditions. Now the first one is that when you add two sides of this triangle together, it must be greater than the last side, and that's the first one. The second rule is that you can be writing it as I'm saying it. When you deduct one side of triangle from the other side, the difference, the result must be lesser than the last part. So that's a common one, I'm the one that told you. It's not written in this book. So let me see how it applies here. So look at the other side. For example, the side of triangle would not have the length of 4, 7, 12. Why? Because if you add 4 and 7, that will be 11, abi? So 11 is less than 12. So a side cannot be more than the addition of the two sides. So that's why this is not correct. And based on what I said too, if you deduct 7 from 12 minus 7, what will that give you? That will give you around 5, I guess. Yeah, 5. So how is the 5 is more than 4? But don't let me confuse you. If it's their own rule, you remember, addition of two sides cannot be more than the third last side. Sorry, the addition of two sides must be more than the third side. That's what they're saying. So this is 11, so this cannot be acceptable. Now let's test this. A triangle with three congruent sides, that means three sides, that triangle that has all the three sides equal, is called equilateral triangle, and the three angles of such triangle also equal. So the angle of each equals, and each measures 60 degrees. So 60 times 3, that's 180. So a triangle with at least two congruent sides, that means a triangle that has two sides equal, is called an isosceles triangle. A triangle has two congruent sides. That means there will be two angles in that triangle that will be the same, because the two sides are the same. So then the angle opposing the two triangles are congruent. Comma is also the truth. So what I just saying, let's use this as an example. They are saying that if you have two, this is an isosceles triangle now. This side is same as this side. They have the same length. And because they have the same length, look at this length. So each angle is facing its own line. So this 50 is facing this place. So it's corresponding to this, and this 50 is facing this place. So because they have 50, 50 now, these two sides are equal. And this last one, we don't know it. So this one is facing the larger line. So let me now give you one secret. One of the tricks I used to use when I was in school is that the angle facing a line is actually directly related to that line. So this angle now represents this line, this angle represents this line, this angle represents this line. So that's why this line is 50, this line is 50 degrees. So this is an isosceles triangle. If you want to get it, you have to add everything together minus 180 to get this last angle. this last